Okay, Lorraine, thanks for coming in today.
Okay.
So obviously today's meeting agenda and topic of discussion is to continue on coming up with solutions to for Sky Tower Catering's new workforce planning strategies. I've had some apologies come through from Mark, our General Manager, Trent Black from Sales and Marketing Manager, and Candice Pink, who is our Non-Executive Director, as you know. They've all been called away for other duties, which was urgent. So we're choosing to film this meeting in our discussions we had today. And all notes and meeting minutes will be passed on, and we'll re-adjourn this maybe next week and get some solutions together when we can agree on some dates and some actions. So, just so you know, the objective of what we're trying to achieve here is to discuss of today's meeting is to discuss and agree on strategies to improve employee retention and reduce turnover frequency. Discuss and agree on recruitment strategies that promote STC's new diversity targets. Discuss and agree on strategies to improve quality control and customer service issues. Discuss new marketing strategies to achieve business growth targets. And overall to agree on a timeline for implementation of workforce changes and delegate tasks to our managers. So yeah, I'll get started. The first topic I'll be discussing today is recruitment strategies and some of the issues we've been facing. So after the report was sent out, some of the key areas of improvement that were identified, and obviously new targets that have been KPIs have been set by the board, is that they are the new diversity policy and gender targets discussed to increase female employment to 40% company-wide. They'd like to see a big increase. Currently we're sitting around 11%. They want to roll out a new referral bonus scheme for employees who recommend skilled workers as a retention strategy. And also just to boost morale and whatnot through our workforce. We'd like to see an increased advertising to fill vacancies on social media outlets and websites like Seek and LinkedIn. We've got we're suggesting to have new labour supply agreements with vendors, and also we're going to explore options for 457 working visas for skilled workers. So out of those sort of key areas which were identified, some of the new strategies I think which I've researched, which I think will be effective, is for us to develop targeted advertising campaigns to promote female employment within STC. So not just in the kitchen, delivery drivers, admin, sales. I think if we start focusing and encouraging that employment, we'll see a good result come through. Another strategy I think will work was to develop new employee referral bonus policies for skilled workers. So if one of our employees wants to have brings a reference through, if the person stays on for more than 3 months, they can have a cash bonus like $2,000, $1,500. We'll agree on the amount formally like next week once everyone's here. But it's been effective in past places where I've been employed, so I think it's something we can definitely work with. It also allows people the chance to be involved in who gets employed. You know, like it strengthens the relationships with people here, so people are close. Our website definitely needs to be updated, and our social media presence needs to be increased. Currently, we're definitely lacking in that department, so I think that would be a good way just to expand our exposure as a business. In terms of, at the moment, I know we're struggling to find a skilled labour, especially being that it is a niche market in Australia. So I think it's important that we set up some labour supply agreements with contract vendors, just so we can get a flexible workforce in for when we do have big increases, or we have some people, maybe some increase in turnover at some stage for whatever reason, maybe people moving on or quitting for whatever reason. I think we need contingency plans to be able to get that replacement labour in quickly. So also just final strategies I think would be effective is to set up 457 working visa policy. That also supports the diversity targets and agenda for the business we're going forward. I'd like to see an increase not just in gender diversity but also ethnic background and immigrant workforces. So SEC believes that it will bring more skill and skill and outside experience into the business. So we'll leave out of those strategies. We'll make the decisions next week as a group, because obviously we can't make those with just me and you here now. But is there anything you wanted to add to those, or are you happy with that for now?
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, no worries. I'll leave that there, and we'll move on to the next of our agenda items today. So this is employee retention strategies. So this one here was being handled by Candice and Mark, but I'll discuss what they sent through and forwarded to me. So the workforce retention is currently sitting at 12%, and the KPI is now 6%. So we've got a long way to go to improve our staff turnover. It is a big issue at the moment, especially in the kitchen with our patisserie chefs. It's not easy to replace that labour, so we really need to focus on trying to keep the skilled workforce we have here, and find new ways to increase that loyalty and be more competitive. The workforce are unhappy with current government pay cap. The pay cap that's been implemented, obviously that's out of our control, but we need to find new ways to work around that so it's not such a financial burden on people who are working for us. There's other ways that we can, and remunerations that we can offer, to get that sort of morale back up. So the cash bonus scheme, which has also been suggested here by Mark, can obviously counter that. So people reference, make good references, and also through KPI performance bonuses. So we can do 6 monthly and 12 monthly performance bonuses if people are meeting their KPIs. They can also have cash bonuses, so that increases their overall salary package as well. The word off the floor that Mark received that he sent through was that staff feel like they aren't communicated with clearly, and are presented with poor feedback when they do have their toolbox meetings with their managers. So we obviously have some big gaps that our management level or our senior management teams can improve on. Okay, so some of the strategies sent through from Mark were to create an anonymous staff satisfaction survey to be developed and filled out by all staff members from floor level to the senior management team. So this will mainly focus on performance, safety, and all-round just values of the business, and it'll give us an idea of how people are actually feeling on the floor, and hopefully just identify gaps in where we can improve our retention and our turnover rate at the moment. We're going to be offering a pay rise to go up to the government cap that's been released, and we're going to offer a 1% superannuation increase to be submitted to the board for approval. Another suggestion would be our strategy to be put in place is the personal performance KPI system, which will be reviewed every 6 to 12 months by the department supervisors. So if the staff are meeting their KPIs, we'll have a cash incentive at the end of the year, which will hopefully ease some of the pain of having this cap that's been put in place at the moment, and give us an opportunity to work around the limitations we've got. We're also going to start rolling out some new training packages for staff and taking interest. So obviously we want to try and help our internal staff develop their careers and try and upskill them so that they can be more versatile within the business and feel valued and stay on. That's all we've got for now that was sent through by Mark. Did you have anything you wanted to comment on those so far? Okay, no worries. Well, moving on to our next part of the agenda is quality control improvements. So this was taken over by your department. So did you want to roll through, just discuss some of the issues that we're having in some of the strategies you put in place to mitigate them?
Okay, so we found some issue. there was some like return order from customer due to damage, that increased over the last months. Also, some admin staff have been making like mistakes when invoicing the client, leading to late payment and poor customer service. And I wanted to say the staff believe that the mixer in the kitchen and the packing equipment is to blame for the damaged good. Apparently the equipment was outdated. So we followed that solution, improved the vetting process during the recruitment in Austria. New invoice software to be bought, and another admin employee to be hired. Also, it would be good if we do different trial for the pastry chef during the recruitment to make sure people qualify for the job. Training new package to admin staff, pastry chef and delivery driver. The delivery driver to demonstrate ability with new packaging equipment. Increase the inspection of finished packaging product by the supervision before dispatch. And the new mixer and packaging equipment to be purchased.
Yeah, good. I think there's some good new controls put in place here. So yeah, I think if we wait for market's response next week, we'll definitely action some of those and definitely think there'll be effective controls put in place. Thanks a lot for that. We'll move on to the next item on the agenda, which is discussing the new marketing strategies for to meet the growth KPIs for the business and targets. This information was sent through by Trent Black, Open Media. So I'll just go through what he sent me now. From the report in our last meeting, it was discussed that the patisserie products could be developed, new products could be developed for our customers, so to start getting some new menu and new options available. That can be discussed with our chefs, or we can also get some feedback from our customers as well by sending some, getting some tastings done and new samples, and they can just provide us with their feedback so we know what's popular and what's not, and start to develop a menu from there. More sales and marketing employees are definitely required for the team to maintain our customer service quality, especially as we're going to grow as a business over the next 12 months. That's going to become an issue if we don't obviously increase our numbers in our workforce to keep up with the growth. Our target growth is set to increase in 60% in the next 12 months. That's set out by the board, and that's in the business plan, so we have to work in line with that, and obviously these strategies need to be effective in achieving that. And I guess the key to that is definitely we need to target getting the right professionals for the right job, so we need experienced people in these roles. So I guess some of the strategies that Trent's put forward is research with customers what they would be interested in purchasing, as I just mentioned. And also included in that would be discussing their current and future needs, and looking out for new business opportunities. Another strategy will be increasing sales and marketing team workforce numbers. So yeah, I've just touched on that before. We just need by any means possible, even outsourcing to internationals and 457s, and we just need industry skilled people who could help us obviously increase our business popularity and have networking skills so we can increase our clientele base. That links into our last strategy, which is increased efforts to business development to bring in new customers to meet targets. So that's the big driver, and we need a competent workforce to achieve that. That was it from Trent. I have nothing to add to that. Did you have anything to add to that?
No.
No? I think it'll be great if we all meet again next Wednesday to go through all these, and so we can actually start actioning them, agreeing on some items, actioning them, and we'll get some time frames together, and get some deadlines so we can start achieving some of these goals and ticking them off. Was there any general business you wanted to discuss? You satisfied? Oh, no worries. Well, thanks for coming, Lorraine. Sorry it was a short one, but we'll go through the whole group next week. That concludes this meeting.